Amazing. Yeah, this was very specific time to choose. I know a lot of people have class now who wanted to join, but that's why we're recording to let the people who are not in the States and people who have class watch it later. All right, it is 2:05. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to the first meeting of Fall 2020. So we're just going to go right ahead and introduce you guys to the exec team, let you know who we are, so that for the rest of the call, you will know who's talking and what their role is. And then if you have any questions at the end, you can ask. So my name is Hiva. I am from Dubai. I'm a third year AE, and I'm also minoring in philosophy and Russian because those are awesome classes. I love books so much. I don't think I'm ever going to finish the amount of books I've managed to hoard over my life. I spend most of my time watching Netflix. I like teaching. I did a bunch of crash courses for some of my math classes here at Tech, and they were super helpful. And I also like to make things. In terms of my piano experience, it's kind of non-existent. I was never really I never really took classes or anything, and I don't want to say self-taught because I can only play like three pieces and they're very basic. But I love listening to piano music. My favorite composers are Rachmaninoff and Chopin, and there's a Persian composer who's very famous in the Middle East. His name is Anushirvan Rohani. He has such magical, very almost fantasy-like piano compositions that he does. So he's one of my favorites. And you can contact me via email at hiva@gotech.edu. All right. Next, we have Lara.
Hi guys, I'm Lara. I'm from Istanbul originally, and I'm a second year in ECE. And apart from music, I generally like to swim or like hike. So there are a lot of places to go in Georgia, and they're pretty much beautiful. Piano experience, I'm really classically oriented. I mean, I tried jazz, but it's just so hard. So I have respect there. I like to listen to Tchaikovsky and Rachmaninoff in generally, and I also am a huge fan of fusion jazz. And also, like Hiva said, I kind of like the Western music, which uses like Eastern music motifs. If you need want to get any new suggestions, hit me up or like Hiva. So that's it.
Hey, I'm Karis. I'm from Atlanta, so like this is basically my home. I'm a third year bio major. I'm also a Spanish minor. My hobbies, I try to pick something other than piano. That's like my main hobby. But then I also like going on Spotify binges, Wikipedia rabbit holes. Um, and my piano experience, I've been playing since I was like 7 years old. I really can't keep track anymore. And yeah, I'm also classically trained. But I've been branching out into like more modern genres lately. I put on here that my favorite composers like Chopin, Schumann, and the Romantic era, but I also like listening to other types of music too. I think right now I'm really getting into like early 20th century music, so like Poulenc, Dill, yeah, those, and then also I like late 20th century movie composers like Thomas Newman, James Horner, stuff like that. So yeah, if you wanna chat with me about that, my contact is there. Thanks.
Amazing. And I realize we haven't put our titles on there, which is fine. Hiva, or I am the president, and Lara is the vice president of the org, and Karis is our publicist. Next up, we have Luca, who is our treasurer. Luca?
Hello. Well, my name's already there. I'm Luca. I'm also from the Atlanta area, specifically Norcross, but you probably don't know where that is. I'm a third year medical engineering student. I am a big time fan of Byzantium and High Middle Ages history in general. I also do sword dancing, and my favorite types of music tend to be the poetic sort. They're also usually not in English, so there's that too. I've had over 10 years of experience with playing the piano on and off. I never really had any formal education, but I did receive a very efficient education from my parents about how to play the piano. Um, Regarding my favorite composers and genres, I like to say I'm a free spirit, but it's more like that I simply don't remember the names of composers or names of genres. So it's basically a general of whatever I tend to like. You can see my email. I don't really check it, so it's useless. Um, and I also have a food Instagram, which I'm plugging here.
I'm definitely gonna follow you. Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Alex, who is our webmaster.
Hey, what's up? I'm Alex, as he introduced, from Fairfax, Virginia, second year computer science major. Outside of piano, I'm into swimming, got into games recently. Well, I mean, I can't say I'm as experienced as my peers. I was classically trained for a few years as a little kid. And then I stopped because I got distracted by the clarinet, which I don't know, I'll never be the level of Squidward, so like, I don't think I made it then. Um, I really enjoy listening to like soundtracks from different films or Japanese anime is not bad as well. Jazz is I appreciate jazz. Can't play it too well, but I also appreciate people who play jazz and improv. Like I don't understand how they just do it on the spot, so find it pretty fascinating. Yeah, nice to meet you all.
Amazing, thank you. Okay, and then we have our secretary, Chung.
So, I'm from Guangdong, China, and I was in a study of like credit hours, and then my major is industrial engineering, and I like dancing and watching K-drama, also playing with fluffy animals, just all sort of animals like cats, dogs, anything that has like hair and are fluffy. And my piano experience, I started learning piano since I was like 4.5, so about 15 years now. And my favorite composer is Beethoven, and I like classical music. Yeah, and that's my email.
Amazing. I like K-dramas too. I can't believe we've never talked about this. Okay. So a little bit about Pianoforte. Most of you will know this already. So Pianoforte is a really old organization, and they were inactive up until fall 2018, when I revived it with a few other friends. So the first thing we did in the first semester was just basically trying to figure out what was going on in terms of orgs, what we needed to do, and we didn't really have many events, but the things we were trying to do is establish a strong network with the student org office and just faculty and staff at Georgia Tech. But that first semester, we coincidentally happened to learn that the Student Center was trying to bring a sort of public feature to West Village that had just opened. So we sourced and got approval to bring the Village piano there, and it was in form of a donation to the campus. So it was restored and painted and transported to Village our first semester. Fun fact, it was named Azure by vote. So members, put in the names that they thought were cute for that piano, and then everyone voted on Azure. We just haven't published that yet. Another thing we started doing over the summer in 2019 is we did a collaboration with the Lutheran Tower Senior Community in Midtown, where our members would volunteer for about an hour every week on Monday evenings, to play for their senior citizens on their baby grand piano. And it was running for about 8 months until the pandemic, of course, where we canceled, all of our in-person events. And currently, my number one concern with the Lutheran Towers events is they are still interested in, keeping in contact with us. So we're trying to figure out how to do virtual events for them. Did someone have a question? Okay. So we grew pretty quickly. There's a lot of people who play piano at Tech, and they're interested in resources, practice, a variety of other things. We've collabed with orgs and events like many hackathons, HackGT, Data Science at Georgia Tech. And then last spring, we launched the first ever annual piano recital at Georgia Tech. It had 117 attendees, and we had 13 performers. It was a pretty good event. Overall, it was sponsored by the Parents Fund. Okay. So, by the way, if anyone has any questions, just feel free to, dump it in the chat or say it out loud, unmute your mic. So our goals, the first thing is to establish a sort of network and representation for GT students who play or wish to play the piano, because there's a lot of us. I think 1 in every like 3 people I meet plays or is interested in the piano at Tech. And we want to give people the opportunity to teach, learn from, and perform with other pianists. So performance is a big aspect. And the third one is to create a casual environment for pianists to meet and befriend other people. So really this is 3 things: to have the network, to have practice opportunities, and to have performance opportunities. All right. So a highlight from last year or last spring, as I mentioned, was the annual recital that we had. It was very successful, and I just included a photo here of the performers that is super cute. I thought you guys might enjoy. We're going to be releasing all of the photos of the event on our Instagram, and that's going to be on the last slide if you want to follow us there. Okay, so in terms of events, the things that we have run in the past are, what we're trying to do is create a sustainable bunch of events that we can run every year. So it can be passed on to future exec boards and not die out like it had previously. So the annual piano recital in the spring is going to be an annual event. The weekly performances, like I said, at the Lutheran Tower Senior Community, just to give you an idea of how they were super casual. You could play any genre, any piece. You could be any level of pianist. We've had beginners. I barely know any pieces. And you need to keep it between 30 minutes to an hour. If you do like 25, that's fine, you know. And obviously, other than gratefulness from the residents, you were compensated $25, and we're going to try and make them virtual for this semester. We very briefly piloted this idea of lunchtime activations. As you know, there aren't too many fully functional and accessible pianos on campus, right? We have an Excel sheet that lists every piano we know of on campus. But an idea that was thrown around multiple times by members in meetings was it would be cool for us to do some sort of thing like a lunchtime activation, meaning that we would have members go to all of these pianos that we know of, and everyone would just play during the no class period, which is from 11 to 12 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it was kind of a spontaneous, whoever is near the piano and wants to just jam out a bit, and that way we would have music activated kind of all around campus. And obviously that's on hold now too. We connect members, this is an ongoing thing, who teach to those who want to learn and improve. We have connections and tuners around Atlanta and also professional teachers. We can talk about this if you have questions during the discussion period. And our new thing is monthly concerts and jam sessions.
I was just gonna say that like I played also in the Lutheran Towers, and they're like so cute. They're so nice. Such a nice experience. So like I would definitely recommend you all just try at some point. And they don't mind anything. Like even you can even play the like the pieces you just want to play. They don't have anything, so they're pretty cute.
Yeah, I think Karis is a regular at Lutheran Towers. They love her. Yeah, how was your time?
I loved it. I played from like July-ish to like March, so more than 6 months. I played like a pretty wide variety of genres, so it was mainly classical, but then I also got to play them like modern jazz, pop a little bit, and they liked everything. Like you can even like dig up your pieces you played when you were like 7 years old. Like it's not matter to them, and it's always really nice to chat with them at the end because they're all such lovely people.
Yeah, and they actually came out to our recital. They had a large group come out, so that was really nice. We have a good bond with them. All right, so this semester, the thing we'll be adding is monthly themed performances, as you might have seen in the email news. So the themes will be announced at the start of each month from next month onward. We're going to have one for September, which I will send out, but obviously it's being announced not at the beginning of this month. So members will have, the format is that we will be releasing these compilations of videos on YouTube on the last day of every month. So what members have to do if they want to participate is submit a recording of them playing any piece of any length. excuse me. And all it has to do is just fit the theme of that month. For example, October, of course, is going to be spooky. So if you have any spooky soundtracks or anime music or jazz or classical, anything at all that you want to play, it could be a literal meme sound. You can submit your recording up until the 27th of that month. And then from the 27th till the end, we're going to edit them, compile them, and release them on YouTube. I think that's a really fun event that we're all looking forward to. Does anyone have any questions so far? All right. Next, jam sessions. This is a very popular desire from everyone that we've talked to in like previous general meetings. Obviously, we can't do in-person jam sessions, but we were thinking, as you might have seen in the newsletter, to do some sort of like private YouTube lives. But Alex actually introduced me, at least, to Discord sound and video sharing features. It's like super, easy and accessible. And we're going to just hold the jam sessions on there. And the Discord link will also be at the end of the slides. So if anyone wants to participate, you can join the channels where we hold the jam sessions. It'll be on the last Sunday of every month, and it'll be just throughout the entire year. And it's super casual. What it'll just be is you just practice on your own, and if you want to ask, you can either practice on your own and ask for feedback, or you can just do something collaborative like you would do in person. Alex, do you have anything to add to this?
Yeah, so the Discord is really just a space for anyone just to pop in at any time. You can always message everyone on the server and see who's available. I've set up different practice rooms so that people can join them, and like it doesn't have to just be on the last Sunday of every month. It can be pretty much at whatever time you want. Just get a few people and have them listen to you play or something. I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, exactly. So any member can start sharing their own playing or any music that they like at any time, of course. The ones that we hold on the last Sunday will just be the regular ones, and they will be modded, not really modded, like they'll just be an exec thing with you or listening as
I
well.
feel like
Next,
it'd
yes,
be
go on.
better to say that there'll probably be more people on the last Sunday of every month because we're formally announcing it. But
True, yes.
feel free to like ping anyone, just message people and get them on the Discord server whenever you want.
Exactly, yeah. Obviously, Sundays are good days for all of us. The biggest event this semester or this year will be the Beethoven Festival. So many of you might know in the music community, there are lots of people celebrating Beethoven's birthday, and it's on December 16th. So we will also be looking for performances of any Beethoven pieces or one piece as well. And we will, similar to the monthly theme performances, it will be on a video submission basis, and we will compile them ourselves. But it is a formal video. So ideally, it would be in formal attire. Just think of it as like a recital. And it is open to any level. There's no restriction to any level. But we will work with you to make sure, the sound quality and everything is on a better level than we require for like the monthly theme performances. So any Beethoven piece of any length is accepted. Ideally, you wouldn't do like, a whole like hour-long or 30-minute long performance for just one person, but it's going to be kind of the term that we use is a marathon concert, and it'll be released on Beethoven's birthday. So you can submit them at any point up until December 13th. We know that obviously exam periods are coming, but we thought since a lot of people are either at home or somehow might have more access to a keyboard or piano and more time because of the pandemic, then we're not restricting it to a certain submission period. You can submit until the 13th. All right, and lastly, these are our different, online presences, social media and things. We're going to release all of the photos and lots of content on our Instagram. The Facebook is also going to have everything the Instagram has. I know that there's like people prefer Insta, so feel free to follow us there. The GroupMe, where I assume most of you are attending from, is the main chat. It's very informal. People share whatever they like there. And then YouTube is where all of these performances will go on, including a recording of last year's full recital, or last spring's full recital. And then, as I said, the Discord is where these informal jam sessions, music sharing, or just live music channels will happen. And the link tree at the bottom that you see is just where all of these links exist. So if you want one easy way to check out all of our links, then use the link tree below and share it with your friends.